2014, we really took a very definitive decision to say that we're going to implement TOC as a way of life in all aspects, or at least in all possible aspects that's within our control. So that's where we really started. At that time, we had a fairly mature business and quality systems. We had some exposure to lean, we had some exposure to QRQC and similar improvement technologies or concepts. But then we started to have this conversation about how do we link strategy, operations, and the culture thing, the people thing, to try and find that sweet spot. And in that process, we started to work with a TOC consultant, and we realized that we have to embark on a journey. That journey, first of all, had to build a really reliable company, and then, only then, can we start to think about capitalize and sustain. And through that process, we eventually, probably only about a year ago, really got to the place where we could answer why are we actually doing all of this. And what we believe the answer is that we are trying, and we're on a journey, to move away from a design and manufacturing of aircraft parts, which is much a transactional business, to providing an integrated solution to our customers. And in the process, hopefully, they can also benefit communities and partnerships through our skills and our innovation. So this is the journey that we are on, and you'll see that on the top of my slides as well. So, as I said on the previous slide, we needed to find a solution to bring strategy and the culture concept to the discussion. And from day one, we said we have to be able to measure results. We have to be able to see what we're doing, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Through that process, I would say probably a few things happened, but some of the bigger things that happened is with the original consultant, we developed a strategy and tactics tree. I asked the question this morning, sort of facetiously, because the fact is when we had the first strategy and tactics tree done, it was 134 pages. The truth is we probably didn't fully understand it. The sort of language that was used is, don't worry, these are all pregnant words. They have to be pregnant. They have to be very pregnant. Some of them were too pregnant for us to understand. But we continued on the road. We didn't get disheartened or didn't lose energy in that process. But another very important learning for us was, through Philip, in fact, we met another interesting gentleman, Bill Dettmer, and we went also through the logical thinking process. And maybe in that process, for us, we got final clarity on what are we actually trying to achieve. If we look at what do we think we achieved, we certainly managed to create a clear strategy for the company, a growth strategy. We were clear in setting the goal, communicating the goal, and everybody in the company understanding the goal. On this side, we like to believe that we've created a happy and coherent workforce where we have specifically aligned personal goals with company goals. And we talk about practicing the soundest culture. What we could eventually do is to publish our goal tree. This is our entrance to the company, by the way. So this is our goal tree. It's hanging in the front door for everybody to see. And that helped, again, to reinforce what are we trying to achieve, and everybody in the company understands what that is. And they understand where they, in person or in a department, would fit into this goal tree. And, you know, the classical story, in order to achieve this, you need to have that, and in order to have this, you need to have that. That principle. Really visual, very simple for everybody to associate with.
Thank you very much. It is very interesting. I have a question. You said you are using a logical thinking process, and you've designed your goal tree. Did you go further, and did you perform a CRT, a current reality tree, and what were your root causes or your main dilemma?
I think it will be a little bit too embarrassing to talk about root causes here, but yes, we went through all the way. So maybe just to elaborate on that is I said here that we were introduced to Bill Dettmer by Philip. Philip ran a course here with Bill here in Montparnasse. Two of us came. We really enjoyed it. It was really just a learning opportunity to see what it looks like. And of course, you have to read the book a few times to understand what Bill is trying you to do. Then, in fact, what we did is we invited Bill to South Africa. So we had the opportunity to have probably about 15 of our management team participate firsthand, you know, learn it from himself. We took the opportunity to invite also some other companies in our industry, which was very well received. But yes, we've gone through all the processes as per the textbook. Similar to S&T, we probably didn't understand everything at the time that we did it. And sometimes you have to revisit certain things to say, okay, now I actually get it. When we came to do the training here with Bill, me and Andre, who is really responsible for what we call supply chain synchronization, you can call it continuous improvement maybe, we said, okay, we're going to go home and in 3 months we're going to publish the gold tree. The fact is it took us almost 15 months to do it, because it was not as simple as we thought it was. So we had to go through all the departments and really get the same understanding of what we're trying to achieve. Otherwise, you just simply lose people, and they don't know where they fit in. So we had to go quite deep through the process. We had to probably involve around 80 people to be confident that what we are publishing and putting in the front door is sort of a resemblance of reality.
Logical thinking process. Why does one need it? Surely we're all logical.
You know what I think what we became aware of is that people make assumptions. Bill Dettmer calls it long arrows. And this is the reality, is we all make assumptions. We assume somebody else did something, or we assumed a certain preposition. But the fact is, it's very often untested. So it's this, we think we know what's going on, but you have to unpack it, and you have to unpack it properly through all the stages. Otherwise, again, you could be jumping to conclusions without having tested what is really the root cause and what is really driving certain specific repetitive behaviors or repetitive failures. So yeah, I would say one have to really take those steps.